In the heart of Umuohia village, there flowed a river known as Umuohia. Calm by day, whispering and glittering under the sun, but by night, it changed. The villagers feared it. They never fetched water from it after sunset. No child was allowed near it unsupervised. And no one, not even the elders, dared swim in it. They said the river had a soul. Not just any soul, but a hungry one. Long ago, the story went, Umuohia had been cursed. During a great famine, the villagers sacrificed a child to the river, begging it to spare their crops. It rained the very next day. And every season since, when the rains delayed, someone whispered the same question. Should we feed the river again? Of course, no one admitted to believing in such dark things anymore. But when children began to disappear, one each year, always near the river, nobody dared speak against the whispers either. In 10 years, 9 children had vanished. And then came Chica. She was the 10th. Chica was no ordinary child. She was quiet, watchful. She never laughed without reason and never ran when she could walk. Her mother, Ifioma, believed the girl had something ancient inside her, born with old eyes, the villagers said. She never spoke about the river, never went near it. Until one afternoon, Chica disappeared. No one had seen her leave. Her sandals were found near the riverbank. Her bracelet, carved from cowrie shells, lay on the mud, wet and glinting. Her mother wept like a wounded animal. The villagers searched for days. Nothing. No splash. No struggle. Just silence. The elders performed the usual rites. They poured libations, burned incense, and muttered prayers. But Ifioma refused to mourn. She believed Chica was not dead. She is inside the river, she said. And the river is not done speaking. That was when she did the unthinkable. She went to the river at night. The villagers watched from behind shut windows as she stood on the bank, arms raised. Her voice rang into the darkness. Umuohia, you have swallowed my daughter. But she is not yours. If you have a voice, speak. If you have a face, show it. The river rippled once. Then again. And then, it answered. From the center of the water, something rose. It was not a man. Not a beast. It had no form, yet it glowed with the shape of sorrow. A mist that pulsed with memory. You seek your child, it said in a voice like wind through a flute. But she walked into me of her own will. She came to ask what no other child dared. What did she ask? Ifioma demanded. She asked me why I eat children, it replied. Silence. And what did you tell her? Her voice trembled. The river spirit's form shivered. That I do not eat them. I keep them. The air grew cold. The moon dimmed. The villagers watched, mouths dry. She asked to see them, the river continued. So I showed her. Behind it, shadows began to rise, small shapes, dozens of them, forming out of water and mist. Children. Some as young as toddlers. Some older. Their eyes glowed pale blue. And among them stood Chica. She looked different. Calmer. Wiser. As if she had seen beyond the veil of death. I saw them, Mama, Chica said softly. They are not dead. They are waiting. For what? Ifioma asked, barely breathing. For the curse to end. The river shifted. The first child was given to me. The others followed. Not by sacrifice, but by silence. The village knew. The elders knew. But they did nothing. You were fed, Ifioma said. And now you refuse to let go. The spirit fled. I was bound. By oath and by blood. Break the silence, and I will break the bond. Ifioma stepped forward. Then I will break it. What must I do? Chika turned to her mother. Tell the truth. Let them remember what they did. Speak their names. Speak mine. And then the river fell silent. The mist faded. The children vanished. Ifioma stood alone on the bank, the wind swirling around her. The next morning, the village awoke to the sound of drums. Not for celebration, but for truth. Ifioma had gone to the market square and begun to speak. She named the first child, Obadiah, the boy whose body was never found. She named the years, the seasons, the families. She told the story of the sacrifice made in the old days. She named the elders who had stood by and let silence become tradition. At first, the villagers resisted. They yelled. They denied. But then the elders bowed their heads. One by one, the truth unraveled. And as they confessed, something changed. That night, the river glowed. A soft light spread across its surface. And the next morning, Chika walked back into the village, barefoot but smiling. The villagers stared in awe as she passed. She said nothing. Just hugged her mother. No more children were taken after that. The river still flowed, but now, it sang softly at night. And sometimes, if you listened closely, you could hear the laughter of children echoing under its surface. They say the curse was broken. But some say the river still remembers. And it waits, not to be fed, but to be respected. Moral lesson. Silence can be more dangerous than a curse. Some evils survive because no one dares to speak their name.